Hi everyone. This is my first YouTube video so far, but I wanted to post something because I've been doing a lot of research on microblading over the last several days, and I've come across some things on YouTube that I have found helpful, and I decided that it may be helpful for others to add my experience thus far to the information that's out there to make it hopefully an easier experience or help someone else make a better decision or an informed decision about what they want to do. So I had my eyebrows microbladed 11 days ago. I will tell you that my eyebrows are currently shedding or flaking. That layer or layers of skin that begin to shed after a tattoo is done. I did fill them in today. The technician who did my eyebrows told me that I could fill them in after 7 days because the flaking is it's really kind of crazy. I had what I would describe as desperate tiger stripes this morning in my eyebrows. It was bad. But let me show you a little bit about what that looks like. I hope I'm getting close enough. You really can't see too much. You'll notice some inconsistencies in texture. The crustier part is obviously the part that's still coming off. You will notice that I do not have a hairline stroke, which was what I was going for with the microblading. And that brings me kind of to the point of the video. So the reason that I wanted to post the video was because I don't believe that I did enough research prior to getting the procedure done. I have pretty thin brows that were made that way due to over tweezing and plucking and waxing. Late 90s, early 2000s. My naturally thick eyebrows just thinned out and never really grew back or grew in fully. On my left brow, I do have more hair than I do on the right, but they're not symmetrical at all, and I've been filling them in for a very long time. About 2 years ago, I did have some tattooing done. I am from Boston. I met someone back there who was able to do some tattooing for me, which at the time, that she was new at it. The technique wasn't necessarily very good, but it was nice to not have to fill in my brows every day. I was going for the microblading look. I don't think that was something that she was able to do, but what she was able to do was give me enough coverage so that I didn't have to fill in my brows every day. If I want to go out, I normally do, but it was a nice departure from what they look like with nothing on them. I do live in the Dallas area now. I did 11 days ago go to someone that I found on social media, Facebook and Instagram, and she has a shop here in Dallas, and she's really good at what she does. The reason that I wanted to post this video is because I've come to realize that the before and after pictures that we see when it comes to microblading, it's typically immediately after the procedure. What we don't really get to see pictures of is the healing process and the flaking, which of course, if you've ever had a tattoo, before you recognize that happens. But particularly on African American skin and darker skin, and in particular, specifically darker skin, I was warned by another technician that I was going to go to that microblading may not show up on darker skin. And I just thought maybe she wasn't experienced, maybe she wasn't comfortable, just moving forward with working with me. But she's right. She was right. And what I found in some of the other videos that I found on YouTube and other testimonials online is that people have had that same experience where, you've got darker skin. Once the flaking comes off and it heals, you don't get that, the strokes that you see with microblading. I did see that when I got it done initially. So, as it was scarred and healing, etc., you could see those hairline strokes and they looked good. And so, immediately after, they're a little dark, they're a little thicker than you think they're going to be. You might be worried about that. And then I'd say days 1 through 7, you're loving your brows. You get used to the shape. If you go to someone who's good, which I did, she's good at what she does, but I think I needed a little bit more brow. And I think that my complexion just, or maybe my skin just doesn't work with the microblading technique. And unfortunately, some of the videos that I've seen online, folks have gone 4, 5, 6 times to try to get the microblading technique and the effect of the microblading to work. I just don't want to do that. Some of the women that I've seen, and thank you all so much for posting your videos and your experience, they were okay with the microblading. It wasn't exactly maybe what they were looking for, but they've just kind of gone with, filling in their brows, as we all kind of normally do, to kind of get the finished and the polished look that they were looking for. I don't want to do that either. And to drop that kind of money every, depending on where you go to and I guess what product they use, every 8 to 18 months, it really, I just want low maintenance brows. And we could all kick ourselves, right, for the things that we've done to our natural brows. But it is what it is. And I just want something that doesn't require me to invest so much money into the maintenance of it and not get that natural look. So what I think I've decided to do is look into eyebrow transplantation, or basically, they take hair from your head and they will transplant it into your eyebrows, and it's hair grafting basically. It seems a little dramatic, I know, but what I'm really looking for is a permanent solution. And when I look at the cost of the tattooing and or the products that I use to fill them in, etc., it just, over time, it would be better, I think, for me to go with this. So I just came across this last night. I'm not sure of, the maintenance, the upkeep, whether or not you have to continue to do procedures. So I'm definitely going to do my homework. But I wanted to post this video again so folks could see someone else's experience, can see my skin, can see, my results. And I'm okay with posting again once it heals. I understand that the color that it's going to be once all the flaking and the scabbing comes off isn't permanent per se, that will darken and intensify over the next few weeks. But the hairline stroking definitely doesn't appear to be there based on what I've seen so far. I'm happy to share my experience. I just want someone else, or anyone else who might be interested, to know what the experience is like, and to, if you're going for microblading and you're chocolate or darker, I definitely would say, don't show me after pictures. Can you show me pictures of what it looks like 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line? How many times has someone with a darker complexion had to come in to get the color to take, etc. And if they can't show you that, I would shy or tell you not to do it, to be honest with you, because one of my biggest concerns is continuing to go in for my follow-up appointment and trying to make that work versus just going with the procedure that is A, going to give me the natural results that I'm looking for, and B, isn't going to, leave a shadow, right? We've seen people who get the tattoos, they're either too deep, too dark, and or after time it starts to fade, and then you kind of get that shadow. And I want to shy away from, leaving traces and residue of tattoo on my face. That's just the reality. So I hope this video helps someone. Again, this is my first video. I'll try to find a way to post pictures that I've taken so far, so that you can kind of see what it looked like, day 1, a few days in, today, which is day 11. Once the scarring is gone, I'll do that. And, knowledge is power. I hope that this helps someone else. And if anyone knows of a good, reputable eyebrow transplant doctor or surgeon in the Dallas area, please let me know, because that's my next step. I'm not even going to go for my follow-up appointment on the microblading, because I don't want to keep putting ink in my face and not getting what I'm looking for. And I've become a little bit of a expert, if you will, filling in my brows. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. Thank you, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.